It was a Tuesday, just a normal, boring Tuesday in Ajman. I, Ali, was sprawled on my bed, scrolling through videos on my phone. The air conditioner hummed, fighting the sticky July heat outside my window. My thumbs were tired, my eyes were getting blurry. I was about to toss my phone aside when it happened. A buzz, a new message. It wasn't from my friends, Omar or Sarah. The sender was just unknown. I squinted at the screen, my heart giving a little thump. The message was short. Too short. It just said, "I see you, Ali." I laughed, but it sounded fake. It had to be a prank. Omar was always trying to scare me. I typed back a quick reply. "Very funny, Omar. You got me." I hit send, but the message didn't go through. A little red exclamation mark appeared next to it. Error. That was weird. My Wi-Fi was strong. I tried again. Error. I shrugged it off. Maybe it was just a network glitch. But then my phone buzzed again. Another message from unknown. This one made my skin crawl. "You're wearing your favorite blue t-shirt." I looked down. I was. My favorite blue t-shirt with the faded video game logo. How could anyone know that? My curtains were closed. No one could see into my room from the street below. My fingers trembled as I tried to block the number, but there was no number to block. The contact was just a blank space. I tried to delete the chat. The delete button was grayed out. I couldn't press it. It was like the phone wasn't listening to me anymore. A cold feeling, like a drop of ice water, trickled down my spine. This wasn't a normal prank. Omar wasn't this good with technology. This felt different. This felt wrong. I decided to just turn my phone off. I held the power button, waiting for the screen to go black. But nothing happened. It stayed on, glowing with that creepy message. My heart was pounding like a drum now. Thump, thump, thump. It was so loud I thought my parents could hear it from the living room. I tried the power button again and again. The screen just stared back at me, mocking me. I threw the phone onto the soft rug at the foot of my bed. I didn't want to look at it anymore. I pulled my blanket up to my chin, even though the room was warm. I told myself it was just a strange bug. A weird virus, maybe. I would take it to the phone shop in the morning. But as I closed my eyes, I couldn't shake the feeling. The feeling that someone, or something, was watching me right through that little black screen. The next morning, I woke up with a stiff neck. I had a bad dream about glowing red eyes staring at me from my phone. I blinked, hoping it was all just a nightmare. I cautiously picked up my phone from the floor. The screen was off. Phew! I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Maybe it had just run out of battery. Everything was fine. It was all just a silly prank that I had overreacted to. I plugged it into the charger and went to get ready for the day, trying my best to forget about the creepy messages from the night before. It was just a new day, a normal sunny Wednesday, but things were not normal, not at all. After breakfast, I grabbed my phone. It was fully charged. I unlocked it and started scrolling through my social media feed. Suddenly, my music app opened all by itself. It started playing a song I had never heard before. It was a slow, creepy tune, like something from an old horror movie. I quickly closed the app, my hands feeling a little shaky. Then my calculator app opened. Numbers started appearing on the screen by themselves. 1, 5, 7, 2, 0, 2, 5. My birthday, July 15th, 2025. Today's date. A shiver went through my whole body. I decided I needed proof. I needed to show my parents or Omar that I wasn't going crazy. I opened my photo gallery to find a picture of the weird messages from last night, but they were gone. The chat history was completely empty. Instead, there were new photos in my gallery, dozens of them. They were pictures of my room, taken last night, while I was sleeping. I could see myself, a lump under the blankets. The photos were dark and blurry, taken from a strange angle, as if the phone had been floating in the air near the ceiling. My mouth went dry. My phone had been taking pictures of me all night. My hands were shaking so hard I almost dropped the phone. I scrolled through the terrifying photos, my eyes wide with fear. Click, click, click. One photo after another of me sleeping, completely unaware. And then I saw it. The last photo. It was a picture of my empty closet. The door was slightly open, and in the dark gap, deep in the shadows behind my clothes, I could see something. It was blurry like a smudge on the lens, but it looked like a face. A pale, blurry face with 2 dark spots where the eyes should be. I screamed and threw the phone across the room. It hit the wall with a loud thud. I couldn't stay in my room anymore. It didn't feel safe. It felt like the phone's eyes were still on me, even from across the room. I ran to the living room, my heart hammering against my ribs. My mom was reading a magazine. Mom, look! I panted, pointing a shaky finger towards my bedroom. My phone, it's haunted. She looked up from her magazine, a small frown on her face. She thought I was joking, of course. Ali, don't be silly. Phones don't get haunted. Did you watch another scary movie online? She told me to calm down and have some juice. No one was going to believe me. I knew I needed help. I called Omar. I had to use the landline phone, the old one in the kitchen. I didn't want to touch my mobile ever again. Omar, you have to help me, I said, my voice barely a whisper. My phone is acting crazy. It's sending me messages and taking pictures by itself. Omar was quiet for a moment. I expected him to laugh, but he didn't. That's really weird, man, he said. He suggested I do a factory reset, erase everything, start fresh. It was a good idea. Maybe erasing everything would get rid of the thing that was inside it. It was my only hope. Gathering all my courage, I went back into my room. The phone was lying face down on the floor where I had thrown it. I picked it up carefully, as if it were a venomous snake. The screen wasn't cracked, it turned on perfectly. I navigated to the settings menu, my fingers flying across the screen. I just wanted this to be over. I found the factory reset option. A warning popped up. This will erase all data from your device. I didn't hesitate. Yes, I whispered to myself. Erase everything. I tapped the button, feeling a small wave of relief wash over me. The phone began the reset process. A little robot icon appeared on the screen with a progress bar. I watched it, praying this would work. 1 minute, 2 minutes. The bar slowly filled up. It was almost done. The phone would be clean. It would be normal again. The progress bar reached the end. The phone turned off and then restarted. The welcome screen appeared, the same one I saw when I first got the phone. It was clean, it was empty. I let out a huge sigh of relief. It was over. I had won. But then, the screen flickered. A single notification appeared. It was from unknown. The message said, "Did you really think it would be that easy?" My blood turned to ice. It was back. The reset did nothing. It was still there inside my phone. The feeling of hopelessness was overwhelming. It was like being trapped in a tiny box with a monster. I felt a tear roll down my cheek. I didn't know what to do. The phone was not just a device anymore, it was a prison, and something was trapped inside it with me. I scrolled frantically through the new, empty phone looking for clues. There were no apps, no contacts, nothing. Except for one thing. A new photo album had appeared. It was titled Me. My hand trembled as I tapped on the album. There was only one photo inside. It wasn't of me. It was an old black and white picture of a boy. He looked about my age, maybe a little younger. He had sad eyes and was standing in front of an old building I didn't recognize. Below the photo, there was a caption. It read, "I just wanted a friend." My fear suddenly mixed with a strange sadness. Who was this boy? Why was he in my phone? Was this the face I saw in the closet? The ghost? The one sending me the messages? He didn't look scary. He just looked lonely. Then, the messages started again. Not just one. A flood of them. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. It gets so lonely in here." This used to be my phone. Suddenly, I understood. The phone wasn't just haunted. I had bought this phone second-hand, a refurbished model, to save some money. The ghost wasn't some random evil spirit. It was the spirit of the boy who owned this phone before me. He was trapped. A digital ghost stuck in the circuits and the memory of his favorite object. He wasn't trying to hurt me. He was just reaching out, trying to talk to the new owner. I sat on my bed staring at the screen. The messages kept coming. He told me his name was Tariq. He told me he loved this phone and played games on it all the time. He was just a kid like me. He wasn't a monster. He was a ghost in the machine. I didn't know what to do. How do you help a ghost? How do you set a spirit free from a smartphone? I took a deep breath, my fear slowly turning into a strange kind of pity. I typed a message back, my fingers steady this time. "Hello, Tariq," I wrote. "My name is Ali." The screen glowed. For the first time, I wasn't afraid. I was having a conversation with a ghost. And this was only the beginning.